Hello friends. Well, today is definitely my last day at the beach because I have to give back the bike I rented, the scooter, and I don't intend on renting another overpriced scooter. Ironically, the day is beautiful today. It's probably the best day for a beach, and I'll be stuck in the city without a scooter. Great, right? Anyway, I've had it for a week and it cost me over $100. So with that, I can rent a scooter for an entire month in Bali, and a great one. So Phuket, to me, is an overpriced place. Overpriced. I just want to review my thoughts about Phuket now. Compared to other places in Asia, it's pretty much the same. Vietnam, Bali, I have to say, is way more beautiful. Scenery-wise, just a lot more beautiful. There are tourist things here that maybe are not in Vietnam or Bali, like this elephant stuff, but I swear to God, I am not into keeping animals like that in prisons or being used to attract tourists and stuff like that. I'm totally against that, so I refuse to visit those places. And yeah, so that for me, that's a nothing thing to do. So the animal theme parks are a zero contribution to this part of the world, in my opinion. The food is pretty cheap. And pad Thai food is really, pad Thai. Pad Thai is one of my favorite things, along with some of the soups they have here. The food is pretty damn good, I must say. Will you get tired of it if you stay here for a month? Maybe. It's not like China that has so many amazing dishes that you never get tired of it. Just huge variety. Here there seems to be the same, thing over and over, just different presentations. So food-wise, it's okay. It's really delicious, but the variety is not there. Unless you want to go to Western food, then you have a different variety there. There are certain things that really piss me off. Like every day, I was stopped by the police every single day on the scooter. They pulled me over to check my, documents, license, which means they target tourists, which it's pretty obvious if you're a tourist because you're riding a rented scooter and it has got a big sign on the front of it, rented scooter. So everybody they pull over are tourists. They try to, extort money out of you. And fortunately, I have all my correct paperwork, so they couldn't do anything. But you never know if, they invent something and for whatever reason try to scam you for whatever reason. I don't like that type of thing. They set up roadblocks. Literally, it's a roadblock and they just point at you with a baton and you have to pull over. So that's really not cool in my opinion. In Bali, you don't have that. In Vietnam, on occasion you have that, but not as much as here. Here, every single day I've been pulled over and tried, Can you blame them on some level? I don't know, because frankly, I've seen so many tourists behaving badly. So much bad behavior by tourists. Speeding, driving like shit, driving without a helmet, without shirt on, probably driving drunk on many occasions. So I don't know if I can blame them so much. But that said, there's got to be a better way than targeting everybody. Why? Because I see all this crazy stuff happening and cops are nowhere to be found. They're always at the roadblocks stopping whatever tourist. So I get cut off, I get passed, like people going super fast, passing me and cutting me, so they're nowhere to be seen when it comes to that. But when it comes to extort a little of bread off you, then it's easy pickings for them, right? So that's something that really bothers me. The hotel prices are overpriced, in my opinion. They are nothing compared to rooms in Bali you can get for the same money or less, actually. In Bali, you can get better hotels for less money. Now, I am here at the peak season of this place, so that might have something to do with it, but frankly, I doubt it. I'm gonna go back around because it's time to split. Another thing is I can't fly my drone here. The drone controls are very, very strict. Of course, I respect, each country has their own their own drone rules. And, some people are on vacation, they don't want to be filmed. It's not like I don't understand that. Of course I understand. But it is a bummer to not be able to film these amazing beaches. I mean, I guess you can get a permit. It's a big hassle. You need a permit, you need to go online, you need to register with the police, a drone, and blah, blah, blah. Not worth it to me. Not worth it unless I was a professional drone pilot making my money off drones. So, not worth it to me. I have too many things to do. What else? Overall, if you're considering coming to Phuket, I would say there's better places in the world. One of the only reasons, probably the only reason I came here is because I have a buddy here. And, I was gonna hang out with him and blah, blah, blah. But I got so busy, and he's also busy, and we ended up never hanging. But it is good to see a place I haven't seen before. And that's another thing. I've seen so many places. It's hard, and I don't want to repeat myself. So that's the reason. I spent a lot of frickin' money here, which is not good. On the electronics front, it is cheaper to buy electronics here than it is to buy them in Bali. Way cheaper. Okay. So that's a good thing. If you're somewhere in Asia and you need to buy electronics, there's a wide selection and the prices are much better. So it's time to get on. It's time to get on the scooter and head back to give back the bike. All right. Here's my loyal bike here. And well, let's get on and head out. All right, friends. I know I said no more beaches, but I heard this beach was really beautiful. I'm on the southernmost tip of Phuket. It is drizzling rain. It's a very, very small beach here. And I got my camera gear, obviously. And yeah, that's a very picturesque place. Very picturesque. I guess you can take a canoe and go out to a small island. That small island over there. Over there. There's nothing there. I don't know why you would want to go there, but hey, it's something to do. Well, it's really drizzling, which is a bummer, but it's very beautiful. I guess better drizzling than pouring. Than pouring rain or scalding heat. I'd rather have a little bit of drizzle than that. All right. Yeah, we probably need to go up there to see what's around, see what kind of photo we can get. Okay, let's go. Pity we can't get any drone footage here. Actually, I'm not sure. but probably it's difficult. These are some jagged rocks, boy. One mistake and split your head right open. But we're used to it. We'll do whatever it takes for the photos, right? Well, this seems like a path. Let's go. Very iffy. Nice. Oh, we've got a little water on the lens there. Hang on. Way on top of this ridge here, and unfortunately there's no real shots. It's just more of a tourist kind of a thing, but no real great shots to be had. So I'm gonna head down and see what else is over there. Can't really tell. It would surely suck to fall here. I've taken some spills before in Brazil, in Bali, in Italy on the rocks. You're gonna be real careful, especially with all this gear. I've got my heavy backpack with gear in it and the camera flailing around. So just gotta be real careful and plan out the right route. I think that way looks better than this way. This way looks easier. So let's go. Gotta keep your balance together, that's for sure. And it helps to have good balance on the kit, too. Oh, crap. Great. Nope. Okay. Very precarious, but doable. Strong legs, important. So that's that. And yeah, I think we're gonna have a little walk on the beach, see what can be photographed, and then grab a coconut and head back. Let's see. Not much going on here in this beach, actually. So maybe just grab a coconut and split. Once you've seen so many great beaches, you know, it's hard to be impressed, that's for sure. Okay, this beach has put me in an extremely mellow mood. And I hope I'm not boring everybody to tears here. But yeah, it's really mellow here. It's really, really mellow, so yeah. Maybe time to go. Yeah. Jesus Christ. After seeing quite a few beaches here, this one kind of looks the same. It's just a little grittier. The first day I got here, I was pretty shocked because it was dirty. They hadn't cleaned. I mean, I think they probably cleaned it now. So we'll just have to see. Man, it's a scorching hot day. It's a scorcher. The jet ski scam is very rampant. So they'll rent you a jet ski and they'll claim that you scratched it or whatever, and then they'll try to charge you and call the police if you don't want to pay. So you gotta be real careful with these guys. There's a cruise ship out there. It actually looks a little bit better than the first morning I got here. They cleaned it up, obviously. It's still, you know, pretty whatever. You know, one of the things I notice about this place is there's a lot of, let's say, undesirables. Undesirables around here from dubious countries and, you know, doing, I don't know what they're doing here. Vacation or whatever motive they have for coming. Look at this guy showing off on his boat. I don't like the sight of these dubious characters. It makes the whole thing less enjoyable, really. And I think I'm gonna get off this beach because it's just chaos. It's really difficult to find a spot where there's not blasting music so I can talk and not get demonetized. Seems to be a little pocket of silence here. This is a massage on the beach. There are so many massage places here. I mean, every time you turn around you bump into 5 massage places. Many of them obviously not only massage. And that's very big here. You know, I have nothing against that. Oh, no, more music. All right. Scooters are a big thing here. They're everywhere. And you get constantly hit up every time you pass a restaurant or so. You're constantly harassed to buy something, eat something. Not a fan of that, but so it is. It's like an interesting little street you can go down. The street food, I must say, is pretty good in general here. I've eaten at a couple of these places. It's not bad at all. Now we're gonna go down this street, see what's here. Tourist reservation spots closed. Real cheap, terrible clothes that last for a day. Some Thai specialty restaurants. Sometimes in those tiny places, you have the best place. Like a place like this, Thai specialty food, sometimes pretty good. Coffee shop. Hello. You want me to give you a massage?
I give you massage.
You give me a massage. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
1 hour ไหมคะ
1 hour. I have no money. No, I don't have no money. Sorry. See you later. Anyway, just have fun with them and you'll be fine. Hello, massage. Thank you. Hi. Hi. Boy, you walk down the street like this and you feel like, for a second there, you feel like you're an attractive man, but they just want your money. Yeah. More clothes. Interesting little street. We've come to the end of it. Nothing much going on. A tattoo shop. Restaurant. All right. Let's go back the other way. Now, again, would you trade this over Bali No way, Jose. If you have to pick a place, I'd pick Bali 10,000 times. As I said, the scenery, the vibe, there's not a lot of scamming, you know, here's always scam. You get the feeling you're getting scammed every second. I really hate that. Money exchange places are all the same, pretty much. Sorry. You know, these smaller ones don't give you such good rate, but it's basically all the same. I guess some people have been taking tours. You know, I'm not a tour guy. I don't like taking tours with too many, you know, other people and stuff. I'm really antisocial. So much for that. Molly's Tavern, an Irish place, a pizza place. I mean, I wouldn't eat at any of these places. Pizza especially. My Italian friends would disown me if I ate at one of those places. These little markets are everywhere. Really, really cheap clothes. Hi. Cheap clothes that probably last for 2 days. And yeah, you get harassed a lot. Get a lot of harassment as you pass by. I just want to, you know, it's the lazy salesman. Just this his thumb. Doesn't get off the chair. That's not like that guy. Anyway, this is it, really. That shirt is like the Argentina colors, right? Blue and white. Hi. What you doing?
Phone.
You're what?
Yes.
You're working on the phone?
Yes.
What are you working on? Nothing? Okay. Very good. Sometimes you just talk to people. Have fun with them. Some electronics. Probably fake. And that's all. That's all. Some hats. And trinkets. So let's go back outside. In these stores like this, you have a lot of these wooden carvings, which I find kind of nice. I just don't have any room in my bags, not even for a small trinket. Got every corner is packed with stuff, camera gear and well, whatever. Very fresh, very alive in most cases. Still on ice. I'm such a, you know, I can't look at that for too long. I don't know. Lots of these clothes shops hanging around here. So much for walking on this street. There's a lot of cars. A lot of cars. And bikes. I guess at night they close it off a lot more. But there you have it. Street food. There's a lot of these seafood places around here. Tons of them. Pancakes. Oh. Looks good.
Good, good.
You're very good at that. Oh, shark. It's a shark. And stingrays. Stingrays, yeah. It's a real seafood place here.
Machale,
Wow.
chamigo.
Machale.
Machale,
What's that?
Chamigo.
What's that?
Away from?
I'm from New York.
Contemporary boss, rice noodle anywhere here. Thai tong yam, fried rice seafood.
Fried rice, seafood. Wow, very good. I love fried rice.
Seafood, tong yam, moni bologna anywhere here. Chicken steak, squid barbecue, oyster, crust.
I must say, the street food in Thailand is pretty good.
Come to Thailand, Thai food, seafood here.
It's my last day in Thailand. Tomorrow, headed to the airport. I can't say I'm too sad, but I always get a little melancholic when I leave a country. I'm not too sad about it because I don't find this place so much different than any other place. I have to say I probably like Bangkok better, even though there's no sea. Chiang Mai I haven't been to, and have no interest because there's no sea again. This looks like an interesting place, but probably no Wi-Fi. So I have to continue. Hello. They're always very friendly, or they want your money. So everybody looks at you when you're recording. It's so funny. I'll have to make a left here. Trucks, pollution, and cars. But this is all about not that Bali is much different in the center, of course. You know, the beaches here are pretty nice. And I am downtown pretty much. Sorry about that. I just woke up and I just ran out of the hotel to get some breakfast. I have so much to do, so much video to edit, and you know, just stuff that had to hurry. Oh, this looks good. Breakfast. Maybe this is the place to be. I think so. I don't want to walk too much. Let's give it a shot. Well, one of the issues with this place is that it's right on this really busy street, and the noise level is just too much for me to handle. I can't take it. Hi, Iron Man. If you ever go out to eat with me, you'll know that it's probably a pain in the butt. I'm really picky about places. And one of the issues as musicians we always have is the crap music that places play all the frickin' time. Tremendously awful music. And it's a real pain to deal with, especially if you're trying to talk to someone, have a conversation, or just trying to work on a computer or whatever. It gets so annoying. I have to always have headphones in, you know. It's what we have to deal with as musicians. We have to deal with this normal people's world. The normal people's world, man. This looks like a quieter street, but I don't think there's any restaurants there. Just gonna keep going a little more. So the city in the morning. The harassment on the street is not so bad now, wanting you to buy whatever every 5 seconds. I really hate that. But it's funny when you have your camera out and you're filming yourself, people don't bother you as much. They don't want to be on camera being assholes. So the search for a breakfast place continues. What's this? Thai food, seafood. Let's see. This could be good. I like this. It's hidden, secluded, no traffic noise. Let's go. Breakfast. 80 bahts for coffee and toast. 190 for more complex. That's like, you know, $5. $5 breakfast. And I'm away from the street. And they have Wi-Fi. Not bad. Okay. You see what I mean? I went in there. The menu was pretty bad. Expensive and bad. So we're gonna try a place that's always full of people, which is this place. Always full, but full with Asian people. And no American breakfast here. And nowhere to sit. So that's kind of a bummer. Oh, okay, breakfast. 150, that's not bad. Okay, I think this is it. I'm gonna try to find a table in the back. Crap music protection. Unfortunate. I have to sit right next to the radio too. Musician's life. Well, the search continues. That music was unbearable and they didn't want to turn it down. I'm like, no. Got up and left. I don't understand why it's so hard to just want some peace and quiet while you're eating. So instead of blasting house music at frickin' 8 in the morning. So my buddy who stays here, he warned me there's no coffee house culture. It's very restaurant-y and not, you know, any kind of thing like that. So the search continues. Really, really a pain in the butt. Well, that way it's just getting worse. So turned around and gonna have to live with whatever I can find, probably. Boy, I'm a fast walker. I use landmarks in places that I haven't been to a lot. So I use this mall here as my landmark. I didn't realize I got so far away from it so fast. It's a very popular mall here. Expensive. So I stay away from it. All tourist trap stuff, you know, typical. But I guess I walk fast. It's just the New York thing. I can't, there's certain things you just can't get rid of, like the suspicious nature, walking fast. What else? I guess jazz. I have a friend of mine. He's a great player, amazing player. And he says, jazz ruined my life. You know, I heard that it was funny and sad, and everything at the same time because I so understood what he meant. It's not easy. Someday I'll tell you the joke about the rock guy and the jazz guy who meet on the street after 20 years of not seeing each other. Yeah, maybe after breakfast. I'm still on the search, guys. It's nuts. Guess what? After much walking, I settled for this place. They've got Indian music from India playing. Thank God. Thank God. Indian music, so beautiful, so diverse. It's just a whole other planet, man. India for music is a paradise. That's why I love India so much. But anyway, I'm gonna try to eat now and work. Hi friends, I'm here to tell you about an exciting new program I have on my lesson site. It's called the Elite Program. In this program, you're going to be working with me very, very closely while I guide you through the entire site. The Elite Program, why do I call it that? Because I'm searching for the most dedicated people to study this material. If you want to be a professional drummer, you're gonna have to change your life. You're gonna have to put drums ahead of everything. And I'm here to make sure that that decision is something that's gonna benefit your life in the most positive way it can. Some websites have guest artists that come in and show you some stuff for about an hour and then they leave and you never hear from them again. You're stuck with the guys on the site that may or may not have much experience at all. In this program, you're going to be working with me directly, 3 hours a day for an entire week online, okay? We're going to be having conference online, video conference, 3 hours a day for a week. In this week, I'm going to guide you through everything, prepare you. I'm going to watch you play. I'm going to watch you practice. We're going to work together on things in the moment, okay? Which is very important. Now, why the price, you may ask? Well, an online video session with me usually costs $270 for 2 hours. A private lesson with me in New York costs $100 an hour. A lot of guys charge a lot more than $100, maybe $200, $300 an hour. My price is $100 an hour. I think that's fair. So if you take that many hours with me, okay, 7 times 3, that's 21, that's $2,100. The price of the course is $1,900. So you're already saving $400 by doing it this way. $400 savings. Plus, you have the full year membership to the site with email support, Skype support, and everything else. This unique study situation has been brought about by the technology we enjoy today. Before, you would have had to travel to New York, hang out with me, come to my house, you know, have all those expenses of going to New York, which many guys have done. But now we can do things in a much more, let's say, efficient basis, more economical, and a way that you can be constantly in touch, not only having me in New York there while you're there. Okay, so this is, I think, an amazing opportunity to study. I've taught at some of the best drumming institutions in the world. That's not something that everybody can say. And I have all that knowledge right here waiting for you. If you're serious about your drumming, the lesson site is there. And I'm there as well, ready to make sure you get the most out of the drumming experience and having drums in your life. Okay? I hope you'll check out the Elite program. The most innovative curriculum there is comes from having the experience from teaching all over the world, drummers at every level from the highest drumming cultures on the planet. What you're going to need to participate is a way to interact with me online. You need to have a drum set up with your camera, your phone, or whatever. It has to sound halfway decent, and a good Wi-Fi connection so we have uninterrupted streaming. Now, as far as the price goes, if you use PayPal, you can break up the payments. That PayPal offers you a variety of ways you can pay. You can use your credit card, and if you don't have access to those things, just write me and we'll figure out a way. But this is a very important program and I think you're gonna love it. It's not a common opportunity to study drums, so I hope you'll take it and make the best of it. All right, folks, see you on the Elite program. Peace.